The lowest part of my life, when I just felt completely worthless and just awful about myself, was right after my grandma died. You know, growing up, she was the person that told me how great I was going to be in life, that I had a plan and that I had a purpose and that I was always going to achieve that, and she believed in me, and I felt that.
I knew that she lied straight to my face and that I was her daughter, and it just seemed like she didn't want me at all, like she wanted everything but me.
My ex-boyfriend had began to get really abusive and violent with me, and that made me feel so worthless.
I just got out of a relationship, and I started hanging out with my brother and his friends and getting into things that I shouldn't have been getting into, just making really bad decisions.
Last year, into the summer, just a lot of the burdens that I carry on a daily basis, the weight of it got too heavy and it just kind of crumpled.
In order to cope with all of that, I actually turned to self-harm. I would just dig into my skin during school with like pencils, and I would cut my hips sometimes, and I would go for like a whole day without eating, and I would just do all these harmful things to myself, and I wouldn't talk to anybody about it, like nobody knew.
I ran for attention from other people. I constantly was seeking praise by other humans because I wanted to feel worth it. I wanted to feel loved.
I started running towards the wrong relationships with different guys, and then I started drinking and smoking and just doing all the wrong things.
Most of all, I took my anger out on other people, my family, my sisters, my parents. I was really mean to them, to everybody else. I judged other people to try and make myself feel better.
To cope with everything, I smoked a lot of weed. I'd light up 4 times a day. I'd light up before I went to bed just so I could go to sleep.
And that honestly didn't help me at all. It completely broke everything in me.
It didn't help me at all. It actually made things worse because I was sprinting, it seemed like, just wanting someone to tell me that I was worth it.
It did not help me one bit. It made me feel worse about myself.
Not at all. It made me feel worse, actually. It made me feel like a hypocrite.
It didn't help whatsoever because when the 2 hours of the high is gone, I mean, reality sets back in. You just feel crappy again. The weight of everything comes back.
After reading that God had made me so wonderfully complex and that He knit me together, that changed everything. It opened my eyes and it made me look at myself in a different way. It made me look at the world and everything that I've been through in a different way.
When I read that God says I'm a masterpiece, it just makes me go crazy.
It makes me feel special, and it makes me feel like I actually have a purpose, that regardless of anything that I've done in my past, I am worthy and I am loved no matter what.
It makes me feel protected and more than I see myself as. I almost feel I feel unworthy, but I know that I am.
To be honest, it makes me feel like a piece of crap because, I mean, I don't deserve anything that He does for me on a daily basis, and I've really fallen out from Him with a lot of things, and He's always there for me, but I'm never there.
If God was right here in front of me, I would just want to tell Him that thank you for constantly pursuing me and just opening my eyes and my heart to know that I'm made in your image.
Honestly, I would just say thank you. Thank you for the hurts. Thank you for the joys. Thank you for your love.
I feel like the only words I could get out would be thank you. Thank you for not just tossing me away, and thank you for never giving up on me, for showing me your love for me and placing people in my life that taught me that I did have a plan, and just thank you for everything.
I would tell him how thankful I am to have such a strong protector in my life when I never had something like that, to have somebody to think more of me than I ever thought of myself.
I would just say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
For making me
For making me
So wonderfully complex.
so wonderfully complex.
so wonderfully complex.